Okay, the last part of this is going to be to build the candy corn and pattern the candy corn, of course. And again, we don't necessarily have everything fully dimensioned, but we have enough to make it look good. One of the other things we're going to have to do with the candy corn is we're going to have to make it separate bodies if we want to actually make it 3 different colors. So we can show you how to do that using a splitting tool, even though you'll probably build it as one part to begin with. Okay, so probably what I would want to do for this is we're going to have an interference fit between the candy corn and the cookie cream. That's how they will stay connected there, because you're going to just shove those into the cookie cream. So we're probably going to want to turn the visibility of everything off except the cookie cream at this point. So my base assembly file is activated. I'm going to go to Assemble and go ahead and do New Component again, of course calling it the candy corn. Okay, and then when I do my sketch, I want to make sure I'm getting the front plane. So even though that's in the middle, I probably have to make my sketch selection from the browser or from the view cube of where I want to begin my sketch. So then at that point, I don't know how much we were going to want that to overlap, but let's go ahead and start sketching on that plane. And let's see here, I can still see my cream, and I don't know, let's come down here and let's just do a let's do a construction line. I see that in the drawing, so let's just do a construction line. It looks to be about 0.985 in length. So I'm going to come down a little bit inside of the cookie cream, and we'll go ahead and dimension that to be 0.985 in height. And I'm not sure how much we want to be down inside there, but well, let's make sure that we are vertical above the origin. Okay, so that's going to keep it nice and centered for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a circle, and that circle should have a 0.2 inch diameter. At the very top, let's go ahead and draw a arc. Let's draw this as a 3-point arc, and this is a very flat part at the very top of the candy corn, and we can, that is just kind of eyeballed there, but we can dimension that from that point to the outside is 0.265, and that will be the same on both of those. I might put a point on that to make this symmetrical. Let's get a midpoint there, and let's make sure that that midpoint is above the origin, so that straightens all that up. And then looks like I just want to kind of draw a line from the corner down tangent to my circle. Now it probably isn't going to be tangent initially, so let's go ahead and force it to be tangent. Oh, that one I got, this one I need to force tangent, and we could go ahead and trim that circle off a little bit. And we still have a sharp corner there, so maybe we ought to add a small fillet to that. That's a little big, maybe like 0.05. Yeah, 0.05, that looks pretty good for the candy corn. And then I'll go ahead and finish my sketch. And then we could go ahead and extrude. Got to pick both of those, and again we're going to want to extrude in a symmetrical direction. So instead of one side, we'll go symmetrical the whole distance, 0.12. Okay, and after doing that, okay, we didn't do a symmetrical extrusion because I put my, this is something you're going to want to check, I didn't get my sketch plane put exactly where I wanted to. So let's go back and change that. Looks like in order to put that totally in the cookie cream, I'm not going to go symmetric. I'm going to have to go back one side and make it negative. Okay, as long as your candy corn is sitting in the middle with your cookie cream, you're good. Okay, so at this point, we just need a fillet on all those edges. So now we could go ahead and fillet those. Yeah, 0.12, maybe 0.05 again. So that fillets all that off. Okay, so I'm still in my candy corn. And what I need to do, I'm going to want to use the split tool, split body. In order to do that, I need a tool to split it with. So I'm going to select a tangent plane. And let's put a plane that is tangent to the cookie cream. So we'll make that one of our planes, that's where we'll split that part. And then we can do another offset plane. So I'll just do a offset plane as usual. And let's offset from this plane. And again, this is not critical, and all candy corns are not created equal. So we'll just pull that up about 0.7 inches. That looks pretty good. 0.6 looks, maybe I'll go 0.65. Okay, kind of halfway in between those. And then we can use those to modify and split the body. So we'll pick the body to split, and then you got to select the tool we're going to split with and say okay. So then that gives me object lines there, so I'll be able to paint things different colors, and now you see I have two bodies. So I'll do that again for the top half of the candy corn. So then we'll go modify, split body. So pick what you want to split, and then pick the tool you want to split it with and say okay. Okay, so that will allow us to color that. We don't have any really good orange, so I'm just going to use red and yellow for the other pieces of the candy corn. So that'll look pretty good. Go ahead and activate the base component again, and we can see, of course, we have an interference fit between the candy corn. If you want to, those work planes that we turned on in the candy corn, those are under construction. We can turn the visibility of those off as well as the origin. And then, of course, we want to make sure we do an as-built joint between that and the rest of the project. And then we will create a circular pattern. Okay, so this time what do we want to pattern? We want to pattern that component, and the axis will revolve around. And we're not going to do a full revolution. You're going to pattern in two directions. So looks like we're going to have to do this twice. Oh, there's a symmetric one. So there we go. We're going to pattern symmetrically, and then we want a total of 5. And instead of 180 degrees, I don't know what, maybe 130 degrees, maybe 120. Say OK. We can then activate the rest of our components. And there's our candy cookie turkey. Don't forget to do an as-built joint between the other candy corns that we patterned.